Islam in peace. You got your partner at AWRS1 getting ready to get into this from Christianity to Al Islam, right? My journey. I'm going to try and be as thorough as possible, and I want to be as fast as possible, but I don't want to leave nothing out. Inshallah, I want you guys to get a full pull of this hero, right? So I can remember back in the days when I went to a couple of marriages in Compton, right? My Aunt Jay, right? She married the lead singer of the group War. His name is BB, right? That's a story in itself. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to my uncle's wedding. I remember that, being in the church and that. And I remember going to church every now and then because I remember getting whooped because I messed up my church clothes. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember in Paris, California, we went to church and they had a big pool in there made out of glass. Well, not glass, but it was I can't think of like Pyrex, right? It's like a Pyrex little like dunking pool in there. Yo, we used to think it was fish in there because I've been fishing all my life, right? And I can remember my brother getting dunked, but I don't remember me, yo. Now right now I'm kind of seeing it's my mind is saying, well, okay, you may kind of, but no, I don't remember going through the full process, but I remember watching my brother in the Rajun go through it, right? Okay, now we're gonna jump. Whoop. Now we're gonna jump to Oakland, right? We was living in North Oakland on the border of Emeryville. My mom had a homegirl that stayed across on the Emeryville side, so my mom started going to church with her. So we started going to church with them. They was going to church off 73rd in East Oakland, right? A nice big church. And that's when I had my encounter with Toni, right? I don't want to say nothing that's going to discredit the brothers because I don't really know them like that. I know them through church, and my homegirl know them the most. I'm going to give y'all all that right now. Let's go. So anyway, we started going to that church, right? And we was hooking up with her. We used to go fishing with them. We used to go fishing with them and everything. And my mom's homegirl, in Rajun, she was hooked up with Big K. We're going to call him Big K. Big K had a son. We're going to call his son Lil K. That was my big brother on the block. Big old dark-skinned boy with that good hair. Man, that boy could put water in his head and throw some Vaseline in there. Look just like a Jerry curl, y'all. Just like a California curl. Just straight dipped. And he had a real deep voice. He used to be like, what's up, little brother? You know what I'm saying? Real deep. Anyway, they were real cool with them. And she had a daughter. We're going to call her Lil R because that's how I remember her. And I got a story with her with Reggie Jackson, too. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, I could branch off and do all kinds of different little stories. But let's get back to what's at hand. Anyway, they had the homegirl lived over there. We all hooking up with each other. We all going to church, right? Boom. My mother get in with the church over there. We going to the big church over there, right? So I can remember one time when we go to the church, right? I'm hanging out with Little K, right? That's my big partner at the time. And this is when I'm coming into myself. You know what I'm saying? Because my big brother lived in LA. You see what I'm saying? So, I got to handle my own business. You know what I'm saying? So, he keeping fools off of me. You know what I'm saying? So we go to church one time and he get the ghost, y'all. Mm-hmm. He get the Holy Ghost, y'all, the Spirit. And people misinterpret what that actually means. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look in the Bible, we take things for face value. You have to learn how to study to look for a different meaning. You know what I'm saying? And so when people hear that, you know what I'm saying? They take that for face value, really, when it's meaning like a message. You know what I mean? The Spirit also is the revelation. You see what I'm saying? That's also the Spirit. You see what I'm saying? So you can't. That book's been so corrupted. You know what I'm saying? They got people thinking that this thing is an actual entity and will come into you when you're sinning, because music is haram, but it's an intoxicant. Long story short, he gets the little ghost thing, right? Boom. So I see how all the chicks flock to him, right? That's what I'm into. I'm into the women at that time, smelling myself young. Matter of fact, I would think I was only in the 7th grade, y'all. Mm-hmm. And we in the big church, right? Boom. And I used to dig. My mom's partner's oldest daughter. Oh, she was so beautiful to me, man. And I did get a chance to see her the last time I went down there in the '90s, right? And I talked to my homegirl, and she was telling me because that Toni, one of them, I think it was Raphael, had called her, and they used to come down on the block on 63rd. We all lived on 63rd, North Oakland back then. You know what I'm saying? And she still used to call old Elder Mila, right? I'm gonna get into that, y'all. Y'all know how I get sidetracked. Anyway, where was I at, y'all? See how I get stuck? Okay, yeah. He get the ghost and everything. I see all the chicks fly. Boom. Next time we go to church, I decided to do it, right? And I'm just gonna tell you, to me, it's fake. It's fake. It's an intoxication. You see what I'm saying? Because music is an intoxicant. But we ain't gonna get all into that right now. I'm gonna let you know my angle. I faked all that, kid. I wanted them women to be on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to get with one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I did the little fake Holy Ghost thing with the jumping, came with the fake tears. It was just all fake. They was all over me, yo. The Dukester in Allah, she was just so happy. You know what I'm saying? That that had happened, that she thought that process had happened, right? But no, it was all a scam. So for me, from my angle, all that's fake, yo. All that just give you to excuse to dance. You know what I'm saying? Because them little jumping and stuff. Because when you look at some of them little dances are coordinated. But some people they actually practice. Church folk, they practice shouting. That's what it was called. Or if it still is, they practice shouting and doing the moves. That's dancing, man. Come on, miss me with all that. I done grew up. I done been enlightened. Anyway, I may say some things you might like and you may not like. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. This is supposed to be America, right? Okay, boom, here we go. I did that, right? Boom. We're going to jump now to when I start catching cases, right? But before I start catching cases, when I was young, this is what I forgot to tell y'all, and I hate leaving things out. When I was young, I always felt that there was something bigger than me. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think it really started hitting me around 10, 11, 12 in that area. And I was like, I know there's a God because I'm praying. I make prayers when I did. I told you about the church thing and all that. But I always felt that I would have to go that way one day. I didn't never think that I would be successful. You know what I mean? But I felt it that I needed to go that way, right? And I'm not going to try to hold y'all hostage, but this is going to be long. And inshallah, I hope that you listen to it all. Anyway, I start feeling that, right? So, I got into a circumstance, right? And I didn't learn till afterwards that you're not supposed to ask your higher power for anything to assist you in anything that's evil or bad. You ain't supposed to do that. I didn't know that because coming through the Christianity thing, I was taught, hey, whatever's going on, get at him about it. You see what I'm saying? So I was in a certain situation and I needed some help. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, inshallah, you get me out of this situation right here, I'll never do this again. You know what I mean? And I had two things was going to happen in that situation. Either I was going to do a long ass time in jail or I was going to get smoked. One of the two. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, he blessed me. I got out of that situation, right? I never did that situation again. That was like a reinforcement to me to say, well, okay, I think there's something up there bigger than me, right? Now let's jump. Woo! I had got to a point in my life where I was just down at the bottom, as in spirit-wise, right? As far as being out in the dunya and being a savage, I was doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I was plugging into some fools. You know what I mean? Some cross the border cats. You know how they get down. You know what I'm saying? Even if you get with like one of, compared to super status may be a scrub, but they loaded. And that's how they like to keep it. They like to be under and like scrubbish and just blow your way. Long story short, I got a situation with that, right? It got hot, right? So then I picked up a case, right? And then when I picked up a case, I was in a county jail. That's when I started seeking religion. I started seeking Allah. I don't like to say God, right? I started seeking him. And the PO, because that's when I told the parole people, I said, I'm not doing nothing for y'all no more. I ain't pissing no more. I ain't calling the number no more. I already had a joint suspension. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to drop. So I'm telling myself, right, this is what I thought I was telling myself. Allah's writing this. It's in his card. So I said, well, hell, y'all could just go ahead and drop that joint suspension. Just give me some time to get my affairs in order. I'll turn myself in. Nope, going too fast. Anyway, I caught the case. I told the lady, she was like, I can get you a program. I said, give me a Christian program because I'm looking for Allah, right? Boom. They got me a Christian program, and as soon as you ask one of the programs, they like come and get you immediately. And that's what I wanted to do, just to get out of jail, even though I was sincere in seeking Allah, right? So I go into this Christian program, boom. Which was, you pray in the morning, and I did learn something. I'm not gonna lie. I learned about the books of the Bible. They had a program to where they could send you to college, and you could be an ordained minister with a certified degree from a known college and everything, right? But when you was in the program, you got to do all that little stuff for them. Then they have you on the corner seeking donations and stuff like that. Can you imagine me out there? You know what I'm saying? That's when I was in full monster mode, perm. You know what I'm saying? Long fingernails. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I was at. You know what I'm saying? And when I would think about it, I would get angry. Like, what the hell am I doing out here knowing I need to be walking away from here and they just need to be looking for me, with a warrant. What the hell am I doing? And I tried to steal that money that I was collecting for them, right? I tried it, y'all. I tried to steal that money on a number of occasions. I could not steal that money. It was like every time I put that money somewhere, it was like that money was just uncomfortable, yo. Out of the sock, tucking him, that money was just uncomfortable. And it was a wad. It was some hundreds. You know what they gonna do? What they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I ain't spending it there. I'm just sitting there stealing it. I could be sitting there just stealing it and stacking it on them. You know what I'm saying? And then when somebody come to visit me, I just shovel them the loot. You see him, man? Shovel them the loot. That's how my old mind would think, right? But my new mind wasn't thinking that. I was thinking spirit. Okay, boom. I go to that program. I see what's going on there. I'm going all out. I'm going all in, right? They say, okay, boom, I volunteered for stuff. I volunteered to cook for them when they didn't have no cook. You know what I mean? We used to pray like a half hour in the morning in a little chapter. And then we had classes where they teach us how to memorize the books of the Bible and memorize verses and things of this nature in preparation, for you to become a minister. Because that's what I said, well, hell, if I'm going to be in it, I'm going to be a minister. I'm going to get my own church and everything, right? Boom. I get in there with them. Boom. I told you I couldn't steal the money. I was out there. Boom. Then we used to go to different churches all around in the vicinity where I'm at, where I went to this program, and clean them up and stuff like that. And then on Sundays we would go to different churches, and then they would announce the program, and then you could testify. You know what they call it, whoop. And you know me, I just got a gang of stories, right? So I used to give them my story at that time, captivate some of them, right? So they was like, okay, boom. So every time we used to go to the church, they would like me to speak. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. So now I'm like, okay, they pimping me. You see what I'm saying? So, they say, well, okay, you've been doing cool, everything, whoop, whoop. We got a satellite in Imperial County. We want to send you to Imperial County on a satellite, right? I was like, okay, cool. So we driving through the mountain areas, through El Centro. I remember seeing this rainbow from end to end. It was my first time seeing a rainbow from end to end, right? We get there. We get in there. We get they also had a spot for us to stay at. They had a commercial facility. No, it was a motel. And we stayed at the motel, then we go visit the satellites that's there, right? And there's supposed to be a big shindig, big Christian shindig going on, right? Boom, with a travel evangelist there. You see what I'm saying? So we go to the different satellites, we get there, whoop, 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 whoop. But I remember on the van, right? We was riding there, and one of the cats asked, you know what I'm saying? Homeboy says, if we was to die right now, where would we go? And everybody said, we go to heaven. and now that I know El Hawk, I'm like, whoo, I was burnt out back then. You know what I mean? That the only way you get that, you have to, that's martyrdom. Martyrdom. In passages that Allah only knows that He will allow. Because, He only let us know so much. You see what I'm saying? Even Rasulullah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, only knew so much. Only Esau, which is Jesus, alayhi salam, only knew so much. Only Musa, alayhi salam, only knew so much. You see what I'm saying? So, boom. We go to the church, we go to the travel evangelist, right? Boom, it's booming. It's booming. It's like on a weekend. It's 3-day festivals going down, right? I'm going to jump a little bit. I'm going to jump to the third day. Now, me, when I'm all in, I'm all in. They ask people to come up. I go up there. You know what I'm saying? And man, I was up there, and it was just bad, bro, up there. I kept, y'all know me, I was just savage. I wanted to get with her. She was Asian, so I kept going up there, because she would keep coming over there. So I was like, I'm just waiting for a section where I can just try to get with her, right? Boom. And really, y'all, I'm just going to talk till I feel like stop talking. Anyway, I pulled back. You know what I'm saying? And the third day, we get in there. So I'm sitting up there, the whole festivity is going on. The travel evangelist is up there. He doing his thing. It's going down. Now, y'all know they paying him money. The first thing I didn't like, because the first thing that the MC said, he was asking for money right out the gate. And right then, I was sour. I was like, really? You gonna ask people for money right off the gate and you ain't even giving us nothing, right? That right there was an immediate turn off for me. Boom, festivities is going down, right? People feeling the so-called Holy Spirit or the so-called Holy Ghost, because it's different in different churches. When it's with the white folks, it's the Spirit. When the black folk, it's the ghost. Ain't that something? It's a ghost with something that can be evil as an entity in the spirit. But the spirit can also be evil too. But you don't associate more. You associate more evil with a ghost than you do with a spirit when they all Jedi. You see what I'm saying? That's Jedi. But anyway, festivities going on with the wham. I'm serious. It must have been a Malaika, which is an angel said, just kick back and look around. That's what I did. I started looking around, yo. Seeing these people. Now, his cronies are running around. He running around, too. Because people go up there. He asked people to come up there. Whoa. His cronies are running around and everything. So I'm watching the whole scene. People getting touched. They fall and they hit the deck. He's up there actually touching people. Saying a little something. Everybody hitting the deck. Right? I'm watching this. Something just say, just watch. I turn to the left. I see two of his cronies. Right? They got a line of women, right? They touched the women. Boom. The women hit the disneck, right? When they hit the disneck, they looked at each other and high-fived each other, y'all. I said, I'm done. Right there was like, I'm done. Now, there's falsehood and everything. There's falsehood in that Islam too. There's falsehood in Islam too. You know what I'm saying? There's, that's just how Allah, who's Azawajal wrote it in this color. But that's what did it for me, to start looking somewhere else. So then when I got to the program and I saw how they was exploiting the brothers of the program, I bombed on all of them. Right? Because you can have money there, your family can come, kick it with you and everything. Whoa, I went off. I was like, y'all need to break yourselves. I want my money. I don't want to hear that money in the safe shit. Subhanallah, astaghfirullah. I don't want to hear none of that. Y'all gonna break yourselves. Y'all gonna give me, what's in your pockets for me to get up out of here, because I'm going to jail anyway. When I leave here, I'm going to jail. So if the police come to take me, I might as well do some damage. You know what I mean? It'd be ignorant and pick up some more cases. You know what I'm saying? They gave me my money. I bounced. I called my PO, let her know, hey, I bounced from the program. I need some time to get my affairs together. I'll just turn myself in on that little joint suspension and, collect that time served and just roll off. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think that was a bad decision, but it wasn't, because I found Allah, who's Azawajal. So it was a good decision. Why? Because it was written in my qadr, right? So she said, okay, Mr. So-and-so, let me see what I can do. Boom, let's bounce. She said, okay, boom, you can have a month to get your affairs together, turn yourself in on this certain date. We go to court. Okay, boom. I was going to court out there in Al Cajon. Back then, they used to have this little picture in the courthouse when you come in on a chain, and it was a hangman with somebody hanging on a noose. And it said hanging judge on there. Them honkies was not playing. You know what I'm saying? You do some crime over there, catch it around in that Spring Valley area, they sending your ass to Al Cajon. They go send your ass up. Believe that. Anyway, now I'm on my way to the penitentiary, but now I skipped too, because through that process, when I was getting ready, I turned myself in, and then through that process, when I was in county jail, I didn't skip nothing. I was involved in the Christian car. I was doing my Christian thing, and I started a little circle. I got with some brothers who was like me. They was, was to look at the Bible, everything changed their lives. You know what I'm saying? And we started Bible circles and stuff like that. I'm going fast, to move the process up to get to the penitentiary. And I'm doing that in there, so I'm seeking Allah. So here's another story real quick. I mean, one time I was real hungry, and we used to call them paydays in the county, when you go to the stores, because everybody go be up all night trying to drink that little coffee and eat as much sugar as they can, right? So anyway, I was reading the story of Ayub alayhi salam, which is Job, right? And I was real hungry. I remember people kept offering me food, but I never accepted. I didn't accept the food. Now, in Islam, it's sunnah for you to accept something from somebody. A lot of Muslims don't know that. It's sunnah for you to receive something from somebody. And even though you may not need it or you don't want it, it's sunnah for you to accept that if somebody hands you a gift or something. Then if you don't need it or something, you just pass it on to somebody else. Alhamdulillah, you can get the barakah. You can get the blessings for passing that blessing that was given to you to somebody else. And see, now I got stuck, y'all, because I do that sometimes. Alhamdulillah. Doing the circles in there, whoop-de-whoop. I see that when I was doing my county time, I always wanted a Quran. I could never get a Quran in there, right? And there was no Islamic services. There was no imam or nothing at the time that had access in the county jail. I see this brother. I get to Thunder Dorms. Yo, I hate that place, man. Everybody hates Thunder Dorms. I hate Thunder Dorms. As soon as I got out of the shower, it started cracking. You know what I mean? They put us in a low number house. How you gonna put us somewhere with only 5 blacks in there? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't even have locked it up in there in the first place. You know what I mean? But hey, Allah wrote that. We got up in there. The brothers started getting into it. We started getting into it with them fools. They pulled us out. I let them know I ain't going in no place where there ain't sufficient numbers of African Americans, period. Of black people, period. They ended up putting us in the black house that they had in that Thunder Dorm. When we was in there, was a Somalian brother that was in there. And he was running around, jeopardizing people's time by doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? So later on, they put him on bed restriction. We had to put him on bunk restriction. Like, you just stay in your bunk area, homie. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's just funky right now. He's Somalian. You know what I mean? Straight from Africa, yo. Wanna be about it. He had a Quran. I'm sitting there reading the Bible, right? But anyway, see, I jumped about the Job story. I apologize, y'all. Long story short, I didn't accept no food from nobody. I took the Bible, I put it up under my pillow, because that's where I used to keep it. And I laid down, and I swear, wallahi, meaning I swear, I felt full. Now, when you use wallahi in Islam, it has to be for a reason, a truthful reason, and for a purpose. You know, like we do now. Oh, I swear, oh, I swear. No, not in Islam. When you say wallahi, it has to be for a specific purpose and reason that's meaningful. So that's why I said wallahi right there. You know what I mean? Because I swear, I was full. And that was another sign for me to say, well, okay, there may be something to this God thing. I mean, to Allah, right? Boom. Get there. I see the Somalian brother. We're in the black house and everything. Boom. He got the Quran. I walked up over there to him. I said, brother, is that a Quran? He said, yep, it sure is. He said, you know what? He said, I got this whole book memorized in my head. He was Hafid, meaning he was a Hafiz, meaning he knows the whole Quran from cover to cover. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put a seal on this. We're not worried about this. You can burn all our books right now. We can make the same book within hours, exactly like it was. All of it. Tafsir, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Allah made sure he put a seal on it. And ain't nobody found no discrepancies in Quran for over 1,400 years. It's a fact. Anyway, he said, yeah, you know, and I was astounded. I was like, man, how can you have all this memorized? I remember I heard this oh, no, that's another story for later, but I'm gonna say it right now. I was in another Christian program, and I heard this fool talk about, oh, I know somebody that know the Bible from cover to cover. And he's talking about a little Hispanic kid. I said, man, you a lie. You know what I mean? Ex-Crip, dope dealer, right? That was in testifying. I'm like, man, you lying. Please show me somebody that know King James Version from cover to cover. Not just in English, but in his natural language. Okay? In the languages that it was written in. It was written in what? Latin. We know Esau alayhi salam, he spoke Aramaic and what Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Show me the people that know that book in them languages from cover to cover, except for Eastern people, because the ones in the East, they do. You know, I meet Christians from the East all the time that believe in La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they don't believe that Jesus was crucified or none of that. I meet them a lot, all the time. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I said, man, can I read that book? And he was like, brother, you can have it, right? He said, if you have any questions, just ask me. He said, but before you read it, I want you to wash your hands and stuff. You know, it's called ablutions. And when you read in the Bible, you'll see that the prophets, alayhi salam and sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they did that. And when they prayed, they prostrated. All of them. Ain't no exceptions. You know what I'm saying? They all did. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all were hoodwinked and bamboozled. Anyway, I'm getting ready to cut it off. I got the Quran because the next parts are going to be real interesting. So I started reading the Quran, y'all, and I was reading it the wrong way because I thought you read it like a Bible. So instead of from reading it from front to back, I was reading it from back to front. So I was reading all the short chapters of Quran first, all the short surahs first, getting into Quran. And it was coming at me from a whole different direction, and I really couldn't I was comprehending what I was reading, but it wasn't registering. When he was talking about, what I remember the most was he was talking about the herbage and the clouds and the rain and the sustenance for the earth. And I was like, whoa, this is deep. And then I read the term niggardly. And then when I read that, I was like, whoa, because, you know, I'm ignorant. So when I read niggardly, I was like, well, what is it? I read the whole ayah, and I was like, oh, okay. That means stingy. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. So I got with homeboy, and I said, hey, man, I finally found out. I said, I've been reading the book backwards. Why you didn't tell me? Right? So then he said, you know that you ain't reading it backwards now, right? And I said, yeah. He said, well, okay, what else? I just laughed, young brother. I just laughed. And you know what? And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got that brother right. You know what I'm saying? Because he gave me my first Quran. And inshallah, that's going to mean something for him doing Yama Kiyama. And inshallah for me, right? Because I got the Quran. So we're going to shut it down right there, right? Inshallah, I'm going to get back at y'all. Oh, I didn't say nothing about Toni them, huh? Yeah, they was at the church. I went to church with them. We used to go outside with the cool kids. The cool cats. They used to be smoking weed and stuff outside of the church. The old folks used to just stay inside. We was at the main church together. Then we moved over to the church on 80th. And there was a quarter pound burger across the street. And everybody cool used to go out in the back and smoke weed and stuff. And I had this broad that I was getting with. She dug me. She was a senior. I was like in the 7th grade. And I used to hang with them. And I remember seeing them one time. But Toni and them was at the old church with me. And then when Elder Mida left and went to the new church, they came over with us to the new church. I think they might have been related to Elder Mida because I used to see them all the time. You know what I'm saying? At all the functions at Elder Mida's house. And they used to come up to my homegirl's house that I was telling y'all about off of 63rd. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say that I saw them out there smoking weed or nothing like that. But I remember seeing them out there once. You know what I mean? And that's about it with them because I wasn't concentrating on them as you'll see where I was. So please forgive me for skipping. But next time I think I may put my subject matter in order and get at y'all. But it ain't no fun doing that. So this is your partner, AAWRS1. And inshallah, when we come back with the next segment, it's going to be from me getting Quran. And then inshallah, unfortunately going in, which is really not unfortunately, which was a blessing to actually go into the penitentiary and learn about something that's bigger than me and get me a solid foundation to hold me up at AWRS1. Nigga. Y'all know what to do. Go ahead and do it. And please forgive me, y'all, for getting mixed up and forgetting stuff. But hey, that's what makes it fun. Salam and peace. Remain blessed. You and your family.